Oh, we're back. God, I'm so tired. Was out pretty late last night. Drink a lot of beer. What's the level? Us. Cat is happy. Have some food. I haven't done for level am I? Level 13. Lot of quests.
The moon be with you.
I screw.
Interesting. You have a great day now.
Okay, we're going to dismiss our pet. Oh, we haven't given our pet a name yet.
What brings you here? Del Nadris.
Okay. I do have a food order coming today, so I'm gonna have to take a 7-minute break from the stream just to grab the food when they arrive at the door. Got
Ishnu Allah. Good luck, friend.
We need to watch
Let's
for
see
the
if
money.
it's a trap.
So someone, I don't know if this is this might be the clip that everybody's been looking for. Or that he made it to 60, if we're being honest, really gives me motivation to stop dying. He jumped down, watched everyone die, and pieces out. Is this Hunter for real? Even if you're playing WoW for the first time and you've never touched a keyboard before, you're not this bad. Imagine sandbagging this hard and not dying. This Hunter deserves an instant G kick. 5 souls lost over the candlestick. Hardcore road to rag level 60 wipe. So I guess this is the... Yeah, these are people. These are the level 60. So this is the vid that everybody's been kind of looking for. We've got Pranked, Lemure, Pro Life, I guess. I don't know, Pro Life. Flamed, and Apollinar. Apparently this Hunter does something stupid.
Yeah, man.
You can see his damage is pretty bad. We don't know how much.
Once you do it, though, you don't have to escape out. Is the problem? Like,
Yeah.
if something goes wrong,
Yeah.
you either kill them or die.
Okay, so if you're gonna jump down first, as you guys know, you want to put you put the pet away. Like you don't jump to different levels with your pet out. Actually, this guy's already got the shield from. Lemura's already got some good gear. So for Lemura to lose this shield, this is the Draconian Deflector, which is comes off of, I believe, General Drakasov. So yeah, I'm sure these guys are pretty salty. This Hunter, he's got the Beastmaster shoulders already. So these people are already starting getting geared up, you know. And so for him to, if he does what I think he's gonna do,
If anything goes wrong, I'll aggro all the mobs and like blink forward.
Well, no, that's the problem, right? Even if you do that, we can't. Like, the stairs are going to be guarded by like 5 other packs of guys to get back to where we are. There's no running. Like, we just die.
let me start the video. Let's
We
see.
need to watch
Let's
for
see
the
if
money.
it's a trap, man.
Once you do it, though, you don't have an escape out. Is the problem? Like,
Yeah.
You can see the Soul of Iron buff here. So these guys have never died.
if nothing goes wrong,
Yeah.
you either.
He needs to
kill them
feed
or
his pet. Right away, I can tell the Hunter's not very good because why is his pet not at maximum happiness? Which is going to give him maximum damage. You know that you should always keep your pet at maximum happiness.
If anything goes wrong, I'll aggro all the mobs and like blink forward.
Well, no, that's the problem, right? Even if you do that, we can't. Like, the stairs are going to be guarded by like 5 other packs of guys to get back to where we are. There's no running. Like, we just die. Like, yeah,
I know what you mean, dude.
yeah. Like, if we go down there, it's don't get the chance to fuck up and try to escape.
So like how easy is this to fuck up? Are the jumps easy to make?
Oh, he is
You
putting his
just
pet away.
jump down. You just walk down there and then walk down there.
You can do it where you don't pull any mobs. If you jump like to the left. Kind of where
You can see Peach's belongs from here. It's right down there, right in the corner. You see it? You guys see it?
Yeah, no, I see large solid chests.
No, on the other side. So like if we're looking out the window, to the right, down in the corner. BG's belongings.
I see it, yeah.
Yeah.
We could honestly jump on that. I mean, fuck it. I don't know, man.
I'm down. Vote. If
I
Clover-
have Light of Loon Hearth, and that's my backup plan. So
I'm down, dude.
I gotta say
Honestly.
that. So, like, if we're down to do it, let's do it.
Yeah, I'm jumping down here.
I hope it was good for you.
yeah, I dismissed.
YOLO.
Check
Let me make a mana gem and shit. Like this could be high risk situation here.
Okay, hold on. Let's take a look at the pads here. So the pads are on the other side. So
We have to jump down in a place where we don't aggro stuff. That's the key.
I mean, we could just jump and kill Skull right here.
let's do it. That's a good call.
Okay.
Alright.
So that skull has other stuff in it. So
I was gonna say that's probably where I would go too. Would be in this corner, but there's more than just one mob there. There's multiple mobs.
get that.
Plus, if there's a path that comes along, so they should have walked. They should have. Personally, I would have waited to see where the pathers are. I mean, to see the pathing of the pathers, to see how much time I have down these mobs before the pathers come aggro. Plus, you have casters here. I didn't know where they were initially when you started to jump down, but now I know exactly where they are. I think I do. I think this is right around the corner. Actually, let me rewind this.
Situation here.
Okay, hold on. Let's take a look.
This looks like the long hallway you come through, come around, and then there's the chest here, and then so behind us is Smolder Web. So right behind us on the ground here should be going up a ramp to the spider Smolder Web. So I'm pretty sure that's where it is. I don't usually jump down here. This is an interesting way to do it.
Look at the pads here.
This is a really dangerous area, and I would never do this. I would just clear. I personally like to clear. Plus, you get more chances for loot and stuff, so this is kind of a dangerous thing to do.
So the pads are on the other side, so...
Yeah, the pads are behind them, and the pads come from behind them and walk, I think, up to about here. Actually, they walk up to all the way up here, and then they walk all the way back. So...
Yeah.
We have to jump down in a place where we don't aggro stuff. That's the key.
I mean, we could just jump and kill Skull right here.
They should try to jump on this building on the roof here. They may be unhittable here. The mobs may aggro to them, but they may be unhittable. So that's what I would try to do. I've never done it before, so
But that's a good call.
go for the building.
So that skull has other stuff in it. So
Yeah, they're gonna sheet.
Alright.
yeah,
Going.
See, I would have gone for the. He charged. I would have gone for the roof, but
going down.
I would have gone for the roof. Did he land on the roof? No. Let me rewind that a little bit. Sorry. He missed the roof. They took.
Back on the right.
We have two. I'm dumbing now.
Wait. Okay, you can see they already aggro, but I think these guys, if I remember correctly, these guys fear. Like, they definitely fear, which is another reason why you wouldn't want to jump down, because these guys fear. I mean, and it's easy to get tons of mobs, but yeah, they've already pulled another group here. Let's take a look.
Pack on the right.
They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 mobs.
We have two. I'm dumbing now.
Yeah.
Polly, I'm interrupting this guy. Hey, wait on.
I coil.
What's the 100?
Can we just keep marking?
Yeah.
Why would he do... Wait.
On that guy.
Why would he do AoE? And maybe they
Trying to
don't...
get aggro.
Maybe they don't want to keep one sheet.
I whip.
I'm at mana.
Frank's dead.
Kill the low ones.
Frank's almost dead.
Sun's out.
Woo.
Frank, have a crystal restore.
Frank is ice blocked.
Let them
Now he's
send the Nova.
bandaging. So Cranked is the mage. He was almost dead because he probably doing like massive AoE damage. I'd have to go back and look at it, but he ice blocked and then out of ice block he bandaged, which was smart. And then shield wall's ending. The hunter's pet is still low. I mean, basically you want to use the hunter pet to off tank someone, but they panicked a little bit here. Because they didn't keep a sheep up and they didn't use the pet to off tank. I would have I would have said, hey, we have to keep somebody sheeped. And then I would have also said, I would have marked somebody for the hunter to try to use his pet to just off tank. So you could keep 2 people away from hitting the group. Of course, very difficult to do in these types of hectic environments. Pet's almost dead. He needs to pull his pet back and heal him if he can.
Alright, bird's about to die. We got the pack
Here he goes, bird's about to die.
coming in.
We need to not pull the pat.
That's
Yeah, there's a pat coming in. He's like, we need to not pull the pat. If they pull the pat, they're screwed.
already
People.
like around we got it.
Pet's dead. Frank's dead. Frank, the 60 mages died.
Fuck, dude.
Everybody's dead except for the hunter and the inflamed. I'm not sure what he is.
Motherfucker. Oh wait, no, I'm still alive.
We're so fucking dumb, dude.
Why didn't he hearth? Why?
God.
This hunter's so funny because he feigned death. He lived, but he like couldn't find his bag. I mean, he's like moving his mouse around trying to figure out how to hearth. I'm like, dude, if you can't figure out where your bags are, why are you even clicking a backpack to open up your backpack? You just hit the keybind.
Motherfucker.
Like, he got really lucky. He feigned death right as he got hit, and luckily didn't.
We're so fucking dumb, dude.
Luckily he didn't. Yeah.
Oh my fucking god. I'm so sad. Please
Yeah.
let him just go. Please, Arth.
Please, Arth. The hearth. The hearth.
I don't know why they were saying the hunter. He said incredible that he made it to 60. If we were being honest, I'm not sure who they're bashing here. He jumped down, watched everyone die, and then pieces out. I don't know why they're blaming the hunter. I really didn't see the hunter do anything wrong. Clicking it. Yeah, I did see the clicking. He's a clicker. Yeah, I saw that too. You saw at the end he was panicking and he couldn't even use his keybinds to bring up his bags. Yeah, I mean, they're being really harsh on the hunter here, but I mean, honestly, there was all kinds of things that went wrong in this pull. It's not just the hunter's fault, but it is kind of scary that at the very end.
We're so fucking dumb.
Fuck.
I mean, it is very scary here at the very end. The hunter can't even find his hearth to hearth. You know, he like, you know what I mean? Like. Now the hunter's fairly smart here. What he's trying to do is he's trying to get it. He's at this point he knows they're all dead. He's trying to find a place where he can feign death. That when he comes out of his feigned death, he won't aggro anybody. And of course, the best place to sit is pretty much where he sat, which is right about where the threat meter is here, threat firebrand. Like you want to kind of stand right about here. So the hunter actually was pretty smart in finding a spot where he could feign death and not re-aggro. And that's what he's trying to do here. And see, he feigned death right here. And he's still, I would have moved further to the right, like right around here. Actually, probably way back towards the wall is where you want to be. So he still, even so, he still panicked. But what's really funny, he feigned death. Here's the funny part, he feigns death. But when you feign death, you still have some invulnerability for like a second, right? So even though he feigns death and starts to get back up, this cast had already been cast and it's nullified by the feigned death. He's got really lucky here, actually. But watch how he panics trying to find the hearth so he can hearth. He's like completely panics. He's like looking around on his bars, trying to figure out what to do. Plus, you can see him clicking Shadow Meld here to Shadow Meld. I don't know if he gets it off or not. He did get Shadow Meld off, but he got really lucky, and he was clicking Shadow Meld, so he doesn't have that keybound. So it is amazing when you see a hunter get all the way to 60. I mean, you know, if we want to be really cruel, I mean, you know, it's just bad that you have players that get all the way to 60 and are in the hardcore elite Ragnaros guild, and they're clickers. I mean, I find that like really surprising. You know, you shouldn't be clicking. You should have everything keybound. Always use key bindings. You can see he doesn't have any key bindings on his pet abilities that I can see. Like nothing is keybound over here. That's just bad. I mean, as a hunter, you really need to control your pet, and as any player, you need to be able to quickly, you know, get access to things. Like he needs to pull his hearth up in hearth. So here, what he should do is run back here, right about to where my mouse is, and hearth. But watch the cursor as he struggles to figure out where his hearth is. He's like moving his mouse, moving.
We're so fucking dumb, dude.
He's moving his mouse around. I don't know what he's doing. Finally, he opens up his bag and hearths.
So sad.
I'm not sure what he was doing.
Please let him just go. Please, Arth.
The hearth. The hearth.
Got the hearth. And I don't think I would be like so cavalier as to say I lived in guild chat when everybody in the group just died. You know what I mean? It's almost like you're celebrating the fact that you lived when all the other 4 players died and they feel like shit. I probably wouldn't have said shit. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have said anything. I was like, yeah, I made it okay. Sorry, I wouldn't have said anything, to be honest.
Do it though. You don't have
But they are.
problem. Like,
Yeah.
something
I'm really glad they got this video up because I think part of the Road to Ragnaros thing to make it exciting is that people want to see the deaths. They want to see the challenge. That just conveys the difficulty of what we're trying to do. And people want to see this stuff. Credible that he made it to 60 for being honest, and he got 23 likes. Really gives me motivation to stop dying in the 15 level 23 rage. He jumped down, watched everyone die, and then pieces out. Clicking and does not even click all his tools because he is panicking, can't find his keybinds, no rapid fire, no trinket, no consume, used no men pet, and no scorpions. Yeah, he really, this is true. He didn't do any of this stuff. No scorpion sting on mealing mobs, rip. Level 60, no deaths, though. Oh, what does that mean? Still 3 groups got pulled from the melees. Outcome would be the same. Stop with the whataboutism. Yeah, but still, he fucked up. I don't blame the hunter. It's not the hunter's fault that they died. I mean, even if the hunter played his character perfectly, they still would have died. They just were, you can't take 3 groups. I don't care how good you are. I mean, well, you could take 3 groups there, but it would be very difficult. Very difficult. Extremely difficult. Even if you are playing WoW for the first time, you've never touched a keyboard before, you're not this bad. Imagine sandbagging this hard. Hunter deserves an instant guild kick, totally blacklist. See, these people are being way too harsh. Why so? Total liability. He has the audacity to write that he lives in guild. I agree with that. He stood frozen and did jack shit trying to find his abilities since he doesn't keybind. I agree that that's kind of audacious to just say in guild chat, I lived, when all the other people just died, Yeah, this is easy the most embarrassing point of view I've ever seen. No idea what made this guy want to play hardcore. It's not the best player. It's not the best player who play hardcore. It's people who enjoy the game. Invested enough time to play as hunter from the city. And he's clicking every ability. You know what? Was he clicking every ability? That is pretty sad if you don't use key bindings.
Yeah, man. Blink forward.
I mean, we'll look here. We know he's going to dismiss this pet, so I guarantee you he's going to go to click dismiss pet. Yeah, I mean, that wasn't his fault. It wasn't the hunter's fault they all died, but if you watch the video, it's very clear that the hunter is a really bad hunter. And, I mean, it's clear right now off the bat, because if you're thinking about doing something as challenging as getting to a situation where you might have multiple groups that are all elites, you better fucking make sure your pet's at full happiness, because you're gimping your pet. Like, your pet damage is lessened by the fact that he's not completely fully happy right now. So right off the bat, you could tell the hunter has bad awareness of what's going on, because his pet should not be sitting here not completely fully happy. So that right off the bat is, was a red flag,
Problem, right? Even if you do that.
But the other thing too is you can see that he doesn't have anything keybound. Like, the only key bindings are just the default key bindings, the 1 through 10. So he's clicking probably just about everything. I hate to be mean, I think there's nothing wrong with being a clicker. I mean, if that's just how you play the game, whatever. But it's just hard when the game's this old. When the game's been out since 2004, you still haven't figured out how to just keybind basic, important skills that you're using.
Like, the stairs are going to be guarded by like 5 other packs of guys to get back.
Let's watch this again, because this is a really fun video to watch. I think it's interesting to see what happens.
Like, yeah,
I know what you mean, dude.
Yeah, you can't hate on him. No, I agree. You can't kick him from the guild or.
Chance to fuck up and try to
So like how easy is this to fuck up? Are the jumps easy to make?
You just jump down. You just walk down.
Now, I think the guy who said how easy is this to fuck up is the hunter, I believe. So I don't think he has ever done this before. I think he must be a fairly new player. But yeah, you're totally right, Lost. You can't hate on him. I mean, all the people like really hating on him in the chat I think is really not nice. Not everybody's going to be perfect. But I think, that if you're going into a LBRS, I think, well, this is LBRS, right? Yeah. I'm trying to think. This is LBRS. If you're going into LBRS and, you should let people know that you're not like, maybe you're like a newer player, you don't really know the dungeon that well, and, you're not like a super skilled player. I mean, I think it's fair to maybe be honest about your skill level, maybe, just so people don't expect you to do more complicated, advanced tactics with your hunter gameplay. So, but of course, a lot of people aren't going to want to say that. I will. I'm very open, honest. I mean, I won't go into a Ragnaros raid because I haven't done the raid since 2006 probably. So the only way I would ever go into raid is if it went into that raid is if I went out and did some practicing on it, or like if I watched a shit ton of videos so I knew all the fights inside and out. And even then, I'd be hesitant to do it unless I had a group that was really, really geared, and I would wait till they successfully, cleared a few bosses and whatever. But anyways, I think let's watch the video and see. I don't want to pick up. It's hard not to pick people apart, Yeah, it's true. You can't. No, yeah. If you may not get a group, but if that's the case, then I think it's on you to try to figure out how to become a better player. Say, hey, I need help with some hunter macros, or hey, how should I go about? There's ways you can do things. Watch videos and learn more about the class. I don't think that's necessarily true though, Lost. I think if you advertise yourself and say, hey, I'm not a super experienced player. I'm new to the class. I'm new to this dungeon. I don't think necessarily. I mean, they may not get you into the groups early on, like right now, but once they start to get better gear and they feel like they can clear these very easily, then they'll get you in there, right? That's kind of the point. You get people really geared up, and then LBRS becomes just easy. It's like it's super easy once you get really good gear, and then you can bring in the people that aren't as good. You form a group of 4 really well geared players, and then you bring in that one guy who's not as well played, not as well geared, and that way you can help him along, and that's kind of the way it should go. So, but I do think you should be a little bit upfront about your skill level if you're not a good player. I mean, I don't think it's a very good idea to go into a group with people that are elite players if you're not good, because not only is it's because basically what's going to happen is you're going to get flamed, like this guy's getting flamed in the chat, and this isn't going to help him, I don't think. I mean, if I was him, I'd feel pretty shitty right now. But maybe he's immune to such feelings. Maybe he just is oblivious or doesn't give a shit. Who knows?
I'll walk down there.
Yeah.
You can do it where you don't pull any mobs. If you jump like to the left. Kind of
Oh
where.
yeah, you can see Peach's belongings from here. It's right down there, right in the corner. You see it? You guys see it?
Fuck it. I'm down, dude.
I got
Honestly.
Feign Death, so like, if we're down to do it, let's do it.
And he's like, I got feign death. You know what I mean? I don't fucking care if you die. I got feign death. I love that. It's classic hunter. I got feign death. It's to be like a rogue. I got vanish. You guys can die, but I'll be all right.
Yeah, I'm jumping down here.
I hope it was good for you.
Yeah, I dismissed.
YOLO.
Check. to make
Let
sure
me
it's
make a
right.
like mana gem and shit. Like this could be high risk situation here.
Okay, hold on. Let's take a look at the pads here. So the pads are on the other side. So
We have to jump down in a place where we don't aggro stuff. That's the key.
I mean, we could just jump and kill Skull right here.
You can, and there's a way that you can do this. Basically, if you jump, because I've seen videos on this before. I haven't personally done this. I might have done this. I maybe have done this before. Now that they're down, I kind of remember this. But I think actually, I know if you actually jump off right here and land near the wall right here, you're not going to aggro anything. But it really doesn't matter. I mean, you're still going to have to kill people. Killing this corner is kind of necessary. But I don't know how they pull the caster,
let's do
though.
it.
Like, notice that when they start fighting here, they end up getting a caster. There are 2 mobs right here. There are 2 mobs right here. And I don't think you can really pull these guys without getting the 2 that are standing right here. I don't know if they don't see them or what, but there are 2 mobs that are standing right here. And then you've got about 3 mobs here. So that's going to be at least 5, I think, automatically. And I don't know if they account for that.
That's a good call.
Alright.
So these.
I wish this stupid damage meter was not blocking half his damn screen. Makes it really hard to see what's
That's
going
the
on.
key.
I mean, we could just jump and kill Skull right here.
Let's do it. That's a good call.
Alright.
So that skull has other stuff in it. So.
Yeah.
Get that
Alright.
right. Yeah, we.
Going.
I don't see the 2 mobs, but I'm pretty sure there's 2 mobs right here. They could be pathers, but I don't think so. I think they're always there. It's hard to tell until he turns the camera around. Why did he switched into aspect? Yeah, he switched into aspect.
Hack on the right.
Notice, okay, one thing you could say about the hunter right away that kind of, if you want to be really mean, I'm trying not to be mean, But he landed and he's just standing there. He's not doing anything. He should have targeted the skull before he even landed. He should have jumped and immediately started shooting the skull with serpent sting, whatever, you know. And
We have 2.
you can see he still has yet not even attacked. Now he says we have 2, so I'm assuming that they've added those 2 that I was telling you guys about.
I'm dumbing now.
The hunter still has done nothing. And now he's finally shooting. So I can see why people were really ripping on him. And there was a lot of time to pass before the hunter even decided to even shoot an arrow. And
Polly, I'm interrupting this guy.
now he stopped. Oh, look. Yeah, now I wasn't really watching how the hunter was playing. I was more watching like the health of the players and the positioning of all the enemies the first time I watched the clip. But now that I watched the clip and actually focused on what the hunter's doing, ooh, it's pretty cringeworthy.
Hey, wait on.
I quail.
Look, he's moving his mouse around trying to pick things to do. Oh my god. Like wait. Oh my god. Oh, I didn't realize he hadn't even pulled his pet out yet. Oh. So he's moving the mouse around to try to figure out what to do, and then he finally moves over to call pet and clicks the button. Whoa, I gotta watch this again. I'm sorry, Mr. Hunter, but it's hard not to be cruel. But all right, so if you see the hunter jumping down, so what the hunter should do, you know, it's terrible. So what the hunter should be doing, right? I mean, he wants to. Okay, the hunter's got to get at range, so he's got to be able to shoot his arrows. So what he wants to do is he wants to target the skull. Then you want to jump and land right about here. You want to immediately call your pet. Send your pet on the skull. Make sure your pet doesn't have his taunt on, which we'll look and see if he does. And then just dump damage. I mean, fucking burn that skull down as fast as you can. I would even throw down an ice trap too, like right around your own feet. And that way, if you want to, you can use a distracting shot, which is over here. He's gonna have to fucking click it, and you can use a distracting shot. But call it out. Say, hey, I'm gonna distract, you know, one of these mobs or something, or just take it on yourself to run over to one of the casters and drop an ice trap right on their feet. You know, CC somebody. So that's what the hunter should do. He should get his pet out. He should start burning skull. He should look for a chance to CC a mob that no one's hitting and call it out. Say, hey, I'm going to CC this caster. You know, I'm going to ice trap him or something. That way you can reduce some of the damage the group's taking. But you'll see the hunter doesn't do any of that, right? He doesn't do any of that. He lands. He doesn't have... I think he does have the right mob targeted now. He's not facing the mob. He's not shooting. He hasn't pulled his pet out yet. He still hasn't pulled his pet out.
We have 2.
He still hasn't done anything.
I'm dumbing now.
He still hasn't done anything. Still hasn't done anything. Finally, he starts to shoot. He still hasn't pulled his pet out.
Polly, I'm interrupting this guy.
Now he stops shooting.
I quail.
He's moving his mouse around trying to find his summoned pet. Now he sends the pet. Honestly, I would have feigned death already if I was the hunter.
Keep marking.
Yeah.
This early in the fight, he's eating shadow bolts in his face, right? So if I was the hunter, I probably would have feigned death already because it's early enough that feign death's going to come back anyway, probably. I can't remember the cooldown of feign death. I think it's probably 2 minutes. I don't know, maybe a minute and a half. I don't remember. I haven't played Hunter in a while. I'll have to look at when I get a feign death on my hunter. And then he does an AoE, which I'm not sure why you would do that. You would think they would be trying to keep a sheep up. We have a moon here, so I don't know if he broke the sheep. Let's take a look if he broke the sheep. I don't think he did.
Marking.
Yeah.
Yeah, the moon is not sheeped currently. So really putting the AoE is not horrible.
On that guy. Trying to get aggro.
Yeah, the tank does not have aggro. The tank doesn't have aggro. The skull's just kind of running around hitting everybody, so I'm not sure what the tank's doing.
I'm at mana.
And I guess the healer's pro-life, and he's already out of mana. Wow. So he oomed fast, right? Like really fast. They haven't even killed anyone yet, and the healer's out of mana. At this point, I'd be like, we're screwed. We're totally screwed.
Kill the low ones.
You shouldn't have to say kill the low health mobs. That should just be a given.
Right, have a crystal restore.
The hunter. Okay, the funny part is, again, the hunter's not doing anything. Watch this. Just watch the hunter here. He's healing his pet. Now he's not doing anything.
Kill the low ones.
Now, I don't know what he did. I don't know. He changed his hunter's mark, I think. Now he's running. Still not doing anything. Not doing anything. Now I don't know what he did there.
Let them
Still
send it
not doing
over.
anything. Still not doing anything. His pet's not even attacking. This hunter's like, I would love to see the activity of just the specific fight.
We need to not pull the pat. We pulled.
Pat's already pulled. At this point, you're screwed. Now the hunter still. It's amazing how little the hunter does in this fight. Let's watch this mouse. He clicks some sort of stone here, which I'm not sure what this does.
Let them send it over.
Now he's doing nothing, doing nothing. Now he's gonna click attack. Now he's clicking multi.
Alright, birds must die. We got that coming in.
I
We
did
need
not.
to not pull the pat.
Oh my god.
That's already
We pulled.
He did a multi. Oh, wait.
nice. We got that coming in.
We need to not pull the pat.
I wonder, did the hunter pull the pad with his multi shot? I hope not.
Let
I don't
them
think.
send it over.
Let's watch his multi shot here and see where it goes. No, okay. The pats, you can see the pats coming in here on the left side, and they're saying we need to not pull the pat, but there's really no way. You'd have to pull all these mobs all the way back into this corner. Really, them fighting out here is wrong. They should be back in this corner, you know? Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for this guy. He was super panicking, yeah. I just saw this clip this morning and said I had to watch it. I've been wanting to see this death clip of all the, but it's like it's really cringy, and I feel really sorry for this hunter because he's just a really bad player, and I don't know, man. It looks like, is he completely new, Sosa? I wonder, like, is this the first time he ever played a hunter or something? He's clicking everything and he's panicking, like he's like half this fight he's just standing there doing almost nothing.
Alright, birds must die. We got that coming in.
And you can see when he spun the camera there that the pat was already aggroed. Watch when he spins the cat right here. You can see it. I got it. So see the pat's right here, and you can see it's already casting. So this mob here just added to the fray. All right.
That coming in.
We need to not pull the pat.
That's already
We pulled.
like. We got it.
Also, the other thing that's really interesting is the whole group panicked. I mean, really, because they didn't mark a skull. Like, why is there no like secondary kill target? Like, if this is the person they're supposed to kill, this firebrand grunt that the hunter currently has targeting that's low on health, there's no skull on. I mean, there's no X, right? Yeah, I mean, there's no X. I mean, he's almost dead, but the fact that they didn't mark like the kill order, like skull X sheep, you know what I mean? I'm surprised that wasn't happening. So to me, it looked like really the whole group kind of panicked. I see a lot of panic going on here. At this point, and I think at this point, the hunter figures we're all dead. So honestly, I really feel like the hunter here is just looking for a place to feign death. I mean, I think he's looking like, how can I get out of this and feign death and live? I think that's what's going through his mind right now. It's not going through his right here when the pat comes. Watch this hunter. Watch where he moves. The reason the hunter's moving over here is he's looking for a place to feign death. So he's already given up on the whole fight. He's like, we're all going to die. I'm just going to try to feign death. Which you can't fault him for that. You don't want to die. But that's what I think he's doing right now.
Fuck, dude.
He tried to heal his pet, but his pet died. Priest has died at level 60 in Blackrock Mountain. He gets Sosa. He gets super lucky with this feigned death. He feigned deaths here. These three mobs all these mobs drop aggro on him, but this mob way over here is throwing a shadow bolt, and then he goes and he clicks his shadow meld right after the feigned death. The shadow bolt still hits him, but luckily there is a slight invulnerability on feigned death. Like, you know, after you feign death, you are invulnerable for at least like, I don't know, like a third of a second or something. Because you can see here, this shadow bolt's about to come. He's already feigned death. Here comes the shadow bolt. Now you can see he's clicking shadow meld, and he actually gets shadow meld off. Gets hit by the shadow bolt, which I believe takes him out of shadow meld. It looks like it does, but luckily, because he had just feigned death, that mob reset.
Motherfucker.
And he's sitting there with like hardly any health. But here's the real kicker, Sosa. Here's the real kicker. He hearts, and then he immediately says in guild chat, "I lived." You know, I lived. It's like you are the worst player. and you did almost nothing to really contribute to that fight. You survived, but then you went to guild chat as if you'd made this great accomplishment. Like, I lived! You know? You, yeah. Yeah, well, what he should have done on the feigned death, I mean, really what he should have done was, although he didn't have much of a chance, but he should have moved further over here. Like, see where this main hand blue bar is? He should be standing even behind that, closer to the wall. The safe spot in this pool, you can actually jump down from the top without getting aggro here. You just have to jump and land close to the wall over here behind my mouse cursor here, down at the bottom of the screen. And you won't get anybody. But the problem is this is an incredibly risky thing to do. The fact that they even jumped down here and tried to do this, in my mind, if I was in the group, I would have said, I'm not doing it. You guys know me. I'm like fucking. I'm like, let's run away and live to fight another day. That's my motto. I don't go by the whole car goes no risk it, no biscuit motto. That's not me. Because I'm like, shit, I played all that work in to get to 60. I'm not going to jump down and do what I consider about. I literally would have given them about, if someone was like an odds maker on this, what they were doing, I would have given them a 20% chance to survive. That was about the odds I'd give them on that. You jump down, you're guaranteed going to get these two mobs that come over here. So you're looking at a five elites that you have to take down, which you can do, but you have to do it right. And they were, they probably didn't know they had a hunter that basically was really bad. All right, guys, my food order is at the door, so I'm going to go to my door and watch and get the food order. I'll just play this video while I get my groceries and put them in the fridge, and then I'll be right back so you guys can just watch this enjoy. Yeah, you guys can just watch this video while I get my groceries. I'll be right back.
Once you do it, though, you don't have an escape route. Is the problem? Like, if something goes wrong, you either kill them or we die.
If anything goes wrong, I'll aggro all the mobs and blink forward.
Well, no, that's the problem, right? Even if you do that, we can't. Like, the stairs are going to be guarded by 5 other packs of guys to get back to where we are. There's no running. Like, we just die.
I know what you mean, dude.
Yeah, if we go down there, it's don't get the chance to fuck up and try to escape.
So how easy is this to fuck up? Are the jumps easy to make?
Well,
You just jump down. You just walk down there and then walk down there.
Yeah.
You can do it where you don't pull any mobs. If you jump to the left. Kind of where.
You can see Peach's belongings from here. It's right down there, right in the corner. You see it? You guys see it?
Yeah, no, I see large solid chests.
No, on the other side. So if we're looking out the window, to the right, down in the corner. BG's belongings.
I see it, yeah.
Yeah.
We could honestly jump on that. I mean, fuck it. I don't know, man.
I'm down. Vote.
I have Light of Loon Hearth, and that's my backup plan. So
I'm down, dude.
I got saying that. So if we're down to do it, let's do it.
Yeah, I'm jumping down here.
I hope it was good for you.
yeah, I dismissed.
YOLO.
Check to make
Let me make a mana gem and shit. This could be high risk situation here.
Okay, hold on. Let's take a look at the pads here. So the pads are on the other side. So
We have to jump down in a place where we don't aggro stuff. That's the key.
I mean, we could just jump and kill Skull right here.
let's do it. That's a good call.
Okay.
Alright.
So that skull has other stuff in it. So
Yeah.
Get that
Alright.
ready. Yeah, we
Going.
going down.
Pack on the right.
We have to. I'm dumbing now.
Yeah. Polly, I'm interrupting this guy. Hey, wait on.
I coil. Can we just keep marking?
Yeah. On that guy. Trying to get aggro.
I whip.
I'm at mana.
Kill the low ones.
Try to cover some stuns out.
Whoa.
Right. Have a crystal restore.
Let them send the Nova.
Alright, bird's about to die. We got the pat coming in.
We need to not pull the pat.
Pat's already
Good pull.
Fuck, dude.
Motherfucker. Oh wait, no, I'm still alive.
We're so fucking dumb, dude. Oh my fucking god. I'm so sad. Please load, just go. Please, Arth.
Please, Arth. The hearth. The hearth.
We need to watch
Let's
for
see
them
if
anymore.
it's a trap, man.
Once you do it, though, you don't have an escape route, is the problem. Like, if
Yeah.
something goes wrong,
Yeah.
you either kill them or we die.
If anything goes wrong, I'll aggro all the mobs and like blink forward.
Well, no, that's the problem, right? Even if you do that, you can't, like, the stairs are going to be guarded by, like, 5 other packs of guys to get back to where we are. There's no running. Like, we just die. Like, yeah.
I know what you mean, dude.
Yeah, like, if we go down there, it's... don't get...
Alright, sorry about that. I had to get the groceries. I am eating a piece of chicken. So yeah, I feel really sorry for that hunter. Because man, he did not know how to play his class. And if you look at the comments, they really ripped on him. Is this hunter for real? Even if you were playing WoW for the first time and you've never touched a keyboard before, you're not this bad. Hunters and dungeons are top tier in terms of damage, yet this guy barely beats a warrior tank with a shield. How? So you can't be ignorant to not improve your play while you go to 1 to 60 like it's 2021. This game ain't new. It's very sad. It's a very sad thing to see. Clickers, man. Yeah, that's the one thing that I talked about when I watched the death clips. I was really surprised, you know? When I watched death clips, I just didn't even consider or think that there were so many people who played WoW and they were still just clickers. They were just clicking abilities, you know? I guess since I don't know anybody that's like that, because you know, like the people I play with, they're not, you know, they're decent players. I just didn't know there were that many out there, you know. But it was a recurring theme I kept seeing over and over again with these people like dying in these death clips on hardcore that were just clickers or clicking buttons, you know. Still good to have fun, but then just go have fun on your own with hardcore. Don't drag people down with you. It's 100 hours plus put on those characters, and you get players like this in your group. Oh God, I knew this group was doomed when I saw his only keybinds are 1 to equal. Yeah, that's true. This is one of those videos that you wish you could still see the amount of dislikes on. This hunter literally wiped his group because he was insanely. I don't agree with this. I don't think that because the hunter was a bad player that's why the group wiped. I think even if that hunter was like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe if he was like an elite player, that maybe they would have been able to live. But they pulled 3 groups. They ended up dealing with 3 different groups, which is really difficult. Really difficult thing to do in LBRS, you know. I like this one. He had to search 8 seconds for his Hearthstone. That's my favorite one because he did. And then he goes, I fucking live. After he played so badly, he goes, just no words. Basically, never group with Apollo Nar. I can write a book on what you did wrong, but it's easier to say what you did right. Literally nothing. This is a good comment. I can write a book on what you did wrong, but it's easier to say what you did right. Literally nothing. Yeah, this comment's true. Sure, this guy is an awful noob clicker, but the 4 others agreed to do a fucking LBRS jump into the wrong corner to jump to. 0 reset spots. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I don't know what he means by reset, like running away. Yeah, you can't run from this. I mean, you put yourself into this corner where you have to kill everybody to survive. I mean, if the shit goes down, there's nothing you can do. It's not like you can run anywhere, right? Just to save 15 minutes of clearing this dungeon normally. Yeah, this is the thing that always pisses me off. Like, people will do these weird, like, shortcuts and jumps and stuff just because they're trying to save time. And not a fan of this at all. I prefer just clear the groups, man. Clear the fucking groups. You're gonna get loot. You're gonna get money. It's not like you're not getting anything for it. Especially in a dungeon like LBRS, there's always chance to get, to get blue drops, epic drops. It's like just clear the groups. Why are you trying to save 15 fucking minutes? So I 100% agree with that. Dude, you did like almost 0 damage. Yeah, he didn't do much damage. I was thinking about doing Road to Rags, but fucking happy I don't have to play with people like these. Ignore the hate. These deaths weren't your fault. Enjoy the game. They would have been fine if the hunter did damage. I don't know. If the hunter would have done damage there, would they have been fine? I don't know if I agree with that. Because I didn't see them sheeping properly. So you can't blame them not sheeping properly on the hunter. You can't blame them not marking properly on the hunter. You can't blame them not getting the mobs into the corner so that they don't aggro additional pats. You can't blame that on the hunter, So you can't, I don't know. I don't really agree with that statement. But this I agree with 100%. You could at least be a little more tactful. After playing so fuckably terribly and seeing 4 other people lose their characters, and you luckily escape, holy fuck, 50 IQ. These comments are fun to read, though. The hunter was bad, but you guys did skip entirely wrong. And you're just scapegoating for him for your own fuck up. That's partially true. Worst risk-reward assessment. This is very true. Worst risk-reward assessment doing a skip like this. This is very true. They really made it terrible tactical error in trying to do this. I got secondhand embarrassment watching you play the game. This guy got embarrassed for his bad play. I was like, I got embarrassed, and I wasn't even the one playing the character. I feel really sorry for the hunter because his character is now pretty much nobody's going to want to group with him, right? I don't think anybody's going to want to group with this guy. I mean, honestly, if I was him and I was that bad and this video came out, I probably would just start over with a different character. Your name is completely tarnished at this point. You're all. This is a funny comment too. You're all roasting him, but he survived all this while. You died a mushroom cave quest in Dark Shore. I like how we say, I got Light of Elune in Hearthstone. Yeah, some people had Light of Elune in Hearthstone. How come they didn't survive? Like, I know somebody said that, and it wasn't the hunter, I think, because the hunter said I got feigned death. But I'm a little surprised if you can Light of Elune in Hearthstone and survive, why didn't some of these other players do that? People with no limbs could outplay you. I must have forgot to put the trash out because I could smell bin juice. Panic is a different game. That's pretty funny. Brother, like, it's just disrespectful, man. No keybinds, and you just drag so many people down after they put so many hours in their character. It's so sad. Imagine going molten core with clickers. What the fuck? Yeah, wow. And then this guy. This is why the term huntard exists in World of Warcraft, because so many people play hunters and play them badly, right? That's why this guy's saying average male night elf hunter. I mean that's kind of funny. I think about it. Do really, really skilled players play male night elf hunters? I wonder, I never played a male night elf hunter in my life. I never played a male night elf because they're just hideously ugly. Right? I don't know. That's interesting. How bad some people can be. Holy shit. I feel like people in 2006 were better. This 2021 version of Leroy Jenkins, laughing my ass, dude, just uninstall WoW now. This is what I expect from people on Classic server, pure garbage. And their reaction is priceless. I mean, the lack of reaction. They cried in a corner after this for sure. What the fuck was this hunter doing? Jesus Christ, this is hard to watch. The hunter is bad as fuck. Oh my god, this hunt is so fucking bad. Biggest noob survives. Yeah, biggest noob survives. Clown Hunter. Not trying to be toxic, but this dude definitely should be banned from Molten Core Tim. Yeah, I would have to agree with that, honestly. I don't think a guy that's that bad that's clicking could be really somebody you're gonna bring into a Molten Core hardcore raid where, everybody's lives are depending on you, So holy shnikers. Disabled gaming. F. All the elites in the comments wondering why their game is dead. It's you. You are the reason. Yeah, that's partly true too. Like all the elitists who think that they're so great and ripping on everybody else, and then they wonder why the game's dead. That's not all them, but one of the biggest reasons WoW is kind of a dead game is because the community is full of a bunch of fucktards, a bunch of like toxic people. So that's kind of true. But another reason is because Blizzard ruined the game, made it a piece of shit. World of Backseat Gaming. Imagine blaming someone for clicking in a game where you just need an APM of 10 per minute to play fully effective. Everybody here who blames him 100%. But Desh should get into the same situation and realize that there's zero chance to deliver. Yeah, see, I agree with this. I don't think you could have had the best hunter in the world here, and I still think they all die. I really don't think they survive. This game has a main audience of people in the mid 20s to 30s. Really, you are all talking like you are 12 years old, and your name is XX Shadow Killer XX. This made me lol. I love it. We're gonna watch it one more time because I'm still eating my fried chicken here for lunch. I was bad and ordered some fried chicken from Publix because I'm being lazy today because I went to a concert last night, drank a bunch of beer, and I'm hungover.
Either you kill them or we die.
If anything goes wrong, I'll aggro all the mobs and like blink forward.
And that's the mage, obviously.
Right? Even if you do that, you can't, like, the stairs are going to be guarded by like 5 other packs.
Yeah, there's nowhere to go.
Get back to where we are.
There's nowhere they can go.
Running, like we just die.
Like, yeah, I know what you mean, dude.
Yeah, like if we go down there, it's don't get the chance to fuck up and try to.
Yeah, so what the guy says right there is really interesting. The guy's like, well, if we get in trouble, I'll just aggro everybody and blink forward. And he's like, where are you going to go? Everywhere you go, you're just going to aggro more mobs. And so the guy's saying, if we go down there, we can't fuck up. Because if we fuck up, we're dead. Well, if that's the reality of the situation you're presented with, don't do it. Don't do it. You just spent all that time getting your characters to 60. Some of these guys already have stuff like Draconian Deflector, Beast Stalker Shoulders, they've already got some gear that they've ground out. I mean, it's not like these guys are fresh 60s either, So if that's what you're faced with, don't do it. And like the other guy said in the comments, just to save 15 minutes on not clearing a few packs, and it's not 15 minutes. I can tell you right now, it's a lot more than 15 minutes. They would have to clear about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's about 10 or 12 packs they probably would have to clear to get to that point if they went the normal way. So it's not 15 minutes. It's going to be like probably 20 to 30 minutes, probably more around like 30 minutes, I would say. But still, if it's that difficult of an encounter where you're like, well, if we fuck up, we're dead, then why put yourself in that situation? I wouldn't have done it.
So like how easy is this to fuck up? Are the jumps easy to make?
Yeah, you just jump down. You just walk down there and then walk down there.
Yeah.
You can do it where you don't pull any mobs.
Mhm.
If you jump like to the left.
Yeah, and he's 100% right. You can do this without pulling any mobs.
Kind
Oh
of
yeah,
where.
you can see Peach's belongings from here. It's right down there, right in the corner.
I don't know who's.
You guys see it?
I don't know who's talking.
Yeah, no, I see large solid chests.
No, on the other side. So like if we're looking out the window to the right, down in the corner, Peach's belongings.
I'm just still kind
I
of
see,
shocked
yeah.
that they
Yeah,
even tried it.
We could honestly jump on that. I mean, fuck it.
And then
I
that
don't know, man.
that attitude
I'm
of
down.
honestly
Vote.
just do that.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
I have Light of Loon Hearth, and that's my backup plan. So
I'm down, dude.
I got saying that, so like if we're down.
Yeah, so you hear that. The guy said, I've got Light of a Loon Hearth. That was not the hunter. Because then you hear the hunter say a few seconds later, I've got Feigned Death, right? So the guy who said, I've got Light of a Loon Hearth, well, he didn't use it. So that guy could have saved himself, and he didn't.
To do it. So like if we're down to do it, let's do it.
Yeah, I'm jumping down here.
I hope it was good for you.
yeah, I dismissed.
YOLO.
YOLO.
Check to make
Let me make a mana gem and shit. Like this could be high risk situation here.
Okay, hold on. Let's take a look at the paths here. So the paths are on the other side. So
Mhm.
We have to jump down in a place where we don't aggro stuff. That's the key.
I mean, we could just jump and kill Skull right here.
let's do it. That's a good call.
Alright.
So that skull has other stuff in it. So
Yeah.
Get that
Alright.
ready. Yeah, we
Going.
Honestly, I can tell you the only way I've ever successfully done what they're trying to do, because I have done this before, is we jumped where you don't aggro, which is right here. The problem with this is they do fear and mind control or something. They do some sort of CC that can get you into trouble. I can't remember what. I think it's a fear. But the way we were able to successfully do it is you jump down over to the left side over here, and then you kill these groups to the left. And you do have some room to work with up the ramp. But there are, because the groups down around to the right are a little bit further over. There is a path there that you have to worry about, but as long as they're way back at the other end of the hall, you're fine. So really going to the corner is really a bad call in my opinion, because there are two mobs I think right under this thing here. Usually I don't know if they're here right now, but usually there's two mobs here, so you're kind of guaranteed a 5-man pull. Whereas over here, I think it's only a 4-man pull. We'll have to take a look.
going down.
It's so hard to.
Right.
We have 2.
He said we have 2, which I think he means we got 2 more.
I'm dumbing now.
Because here's the 2 we're talking about. There's one casting. See, these are the 2 I was telling you about. They sit right here under this little, like, they're having a little picnic right here, and there's 2 mobs here. I think they're always there. So you got 3 here and 2 here, so that's 5. Because I see 1, 2, well, maybe, yeah, 1, 2. Yeah, and then this one's not marked. So you got the moon, skull, and this one. That's 3, and then 4 and 5.
Polly, I'm interrupting this guy.
So he interrupted this one. Now, they polyed 1, but again, they never kept the sheep, so that was obviously some bad play.
Hey, wait on.
I coil.
And you can see the hunter so far has done like no damage. Like, look at this. So his damage is per fight. So the hunter at this point has done 363 damage in this fight.
Can we just keep marking?
Yeah. Jump that guy. Trying to get aggro.
I wish we'd get a look at
I
the.
will.
I'm at mana.
I wanted to get.
Low ones.
I wanted to get a look at the mob behind him here, which I think is just 4. We'll get a look at it eventually.
Stuns out.
Woo.
Right. Have a crystal restore.
So it could be 5 though. If you look over here, I think 3. There's a guy in armor and a couple casters. There's 1, 2,
Let them
3. I think it's 4
send it
though.
over.
And that's why whenever I've done this, I've always jumped to the wall here and cleared this group here, because like I said, you do have some room to go up this ramp. Not much, like up to here, and then around the corner you've got a little bit of room because the mobs are back a little way. So you've got this little bubble here, but it's a smaller pull than this pull that they did.
Alright, bird's about to die. We got that coming
But
in.
in both situations,
need to
in any
help with the path.
in any situation, I would never do this. I would never do this. I would never jump down here. Not when I'm hardcore characters, you know. When you put so much time into these characters, it's just too risky. It's just too risky.
Fuck, dude.
Dead.
Motherfucker.
He's like, mother.
Mother.
Okay, there's 1, 2. It might be 5. Oh, you know, there's 5. I think there's 5 there. So either way, it's a 5-man pull. Here you've got like 3, I think. You've got 2. You got Pathers.
Mother.
Yeah, see, you've got this one who's sleeping, and you got 1 sitting, 1 standing, 1 standing, 3 standing, and 1 sitting, and 1 sleeping. So this is a 5-man pull. So any way you look at it, you're going to be dealing with 5 mobs. 5 elites. That's a little. It's not hard if you keep 2 of them CC'd the whole time. But even then, you still have 3 that are up doing damage. So the hunter's got to CC 1. The obviously the mage's got to keep 1 sheeped. I don't even know what the class is. They've got a warrior, priest, hunter, mage. Warrior, priest, hunter, mage. Who's the other one? Warlock. And then they have a warlock. So I mean, they could have kind of used a warlock pet, I guess, if they wanted to charm, or to use it. I don't know what kind of pet the warlock was using, but They could have done like a 3 CCs if they wanted with the Warlock and the Mage. I haven't played a Warlock in forever. I mean, I don't even know at level 60 if this guy's going to have his Succubus, how well that works, if it even works in Black, you know. I'm a noob when it comes to Warlocks. So, anyways, it's fun to watch. I think it's a really fun video to watch. And I think, you know, you can learn a lot from watching those death clips. It can be very humbling, too, you know. I mean, I certainly really feel bad for that hunter. You don't think gender has anything to do with it? Oh, you don't think gender has anything to do with the? You're probably right. I mean, I think I think good players typically don't play. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? You think the problem hunters have is they're given so much breathing room? Yeah, that's true. Hunter, you're right, because hunters can literally just send their pet in and then just click some buttons, right? I mean, you could level to 60, and most of the time, all you really have to worry about is, well, I send my pet in to attack, make sure I'm only attacking one mob at a time, and then I just click some buttons. I mean, it's pretty easy. But yeah, but then to be really good and to be able to manage a lot of things, you know, it takes a little bit of skill, you know. Sorry, I'm eating. I apologize. But I'm hungry. I'm like, oh my god, my bobber's still out there, but somebody else is fishing here, so I need to wash my hands. More deaths. Yeah, that was a really interesting video. I had said yesterday, and I'm like, man, we need to see this video of all these 60s that died because, you know, you can learn. Like I said, you can learn a lot from that. And I think the first thing to learn is don't do that. Don't be lazy and skip a bunch of groups just because you want to jump down and skip some. You know. One of the advantages of clearing and clearing the mobs is that if you get in trouble, or if you feel like there's a pather coming your way, you can pull the mobs backwards, back from the way you've come. You know, it gives you a little bit of space behind you to pull back to try to avoid getting additional mobs. But when you jump down like that, actually, honestly, I mean, if I really think about it, there's really no way they're not going to get the extra pather because that pather comes pretty quickly. You know, unless you down those 5 mobs fairly quickly, you know, you're going to get the pather. So I don't know, man. That was an incredibly risky move that they tried. And they're just like talking about it, and they're like, sure, why not? I'm down. You only live once, YOLO. Like that. I mean, that's right. You do only live once, right? Because when you die, you're dead, buddy. So that character, yeah, he lived once and he's gone. But the best part was the hunter at the end, and he says in guild chat, I lived. I lived. I would love to get the reactions of the players who died, of them watching that video clip and seeing that the hunter really didn't help him out that much. It'd be interesting to see what, their reactions. My fingers are greasy. Normally I have, I do. Normally I have these little alcohol wipes I use to clean my keyboard off with and my mousepad off with. They also are very good for degreasing the fingers. That way I don't have to go run to the bathroom and wash my hands. We can just dry my skin out really bad with these alcohol wipes. Yeah. Man, that's funny because the first time I watched the video, I was really just trying to take in what was happening, like what the enemy was doing, like what the mobs were doing, where the pathers were coming from, just kind of overall. I wasn't looking at the hunter and what he was doing. And then when I broke down what the hunter was doing, I was like, oh my god. I was like, this is not good, you know. Not good. That was just one death clip. That was just the one video we watched. You know. That's one thing that's funny is I can't get a Soul of Iron buff on this character because I can't go to the other continent to get it. But when I reach 60, I can. Because I'm pretty sure you could probably get it at any level. So once I reach 60, I can go to I will have completed the challenge of getting to 60 without leveling anywhere but this continent. And then once I reach 60, I'll go over to Ironforge and I'll pick up the Soul of Iron buff. You know, assuming I don't die. Knock on wood. I mean, the best way, like, the really best WoW players, like the best WoW raiders, the reason they're so good is that they've all played together so much that when the shit hits the fan, everybody knows what to do. You know, everybody's been in those situations with those same people. That's why this Road to Ragnaros is really challenging because you're grouping with people you may have never ever played with before, so you don't know how they're going to react. That makes it incredibly challenging. Like when I played Double Rogue with my brother in Battlegrounds day in and day out for you know a couple years, we knew how each other thought. Like I didn't have to ask him what he was going to do. Like if we're at you know, if we're down at what is it called, blacksmith? Not blacksmith. If we're down at Goldmine, and we're both stealthed, and if a mage comes down the hill with a warlock and a priest, I didn't have to tell my brother what was going to happen. I would already know that he was going to open on the mage. I would know that the opener of that encounter was him opening on the mage. I would know that I probably was going to sap the priest, blind the warlock, and he was going to open with rupture on the mage, right? And then I was going to switch over to the mage, and I would do the first kidney because he already opened with rupture, right? I mean, not rupture. I'm sorry, garrot, because basically he's trying to prevent the mage from getting his blink off, right? Getting that instant. So, because the rupture would, you know, silence him or the garrot, sorry, would silence him for like a couple seconds. So, you know, he would grot, and as soon as his grot was about to end, I could cheap shot, and then of course the mage would usually blink. And then we both would know who was going to do the next CC because the mage would probably trinket the blind, and so my brother would then blind the mage after that. And of course we could vanish. We could vanish if we wanted to be really like fancy. We could try to get a vanish resap, right? So if the mage is blinded, I mean, if the priest is blinded and he's coming out of the blind, we could do a vanish and just resap on the priest because he hasn't really engaged in combat yet. So there's lots of different things, but I mean, me and my brother kind of, because we played with each other, we knew kind of everything that the other person was thinking and doing, and so we could take out those difficult 3-on-2, 4-on-2 encounters. It's the same thing with doing raids. I would imagine I'm not a high level raider by any stretch of the imagination. But that's what makes that Road to Ragnaros, I think, really, really hard. And that's why I don't think they'll down Rags right away. I think if they do down Ragnaros with hardcore, I think it's going to take a while. Because I think you have to get people to build up that kind of, like familiarity with the other players in the raid, so that everybody knows like what they're doing. We'll see. But I think it makes it really interesting, though. That's what makes hardcore so fun. Watching those death clips is one of the most fun parts about hardcore. It's like the wild world of sports. The agony of defeat. That's what it is. It's like that old wild world of sports video intro, where the downhill skier wipes out. That's a hardcore group wiping completely all dying. Yeah, I was really surprised, Lost, on that clip. Really surprised that there was no communication on CC, on keeping the sheep up. I mean, I would think number one priority is you got to keep one of those mobs sheeped. I mean, you're fighting 5 mobs, you better keep one of them sheeped. The other thing is the hunter should have been using his freezing trap, and then possibly the warlock could have, like I said, if he's got a succubus out, or if he's got like a void walker, maybe he can off tank with the void walker, but. You really need to be CCing those mobs as much as possible. The priest ran out of mana right away, which lets you know I mean, really early in that clip, you heard the priest say, "I'm out of mana," and that means that they weren't really CCing at all. Like all the damage was coming through. The only reason they were still alive is because the priest is healing everybody. Well, the priest, of course, is going to run out of mana, obviously. And again, the priest is your lifeline there. The only thing that's going to keep you alive in that situation is your priest. So, her mana is paramount. So anything you can do to reduce the amount of damage is going to help the priest. That's why I said the hunter should have feigned death really early. Because when you watch that clip, the hunter's getting hit in the face with shadow bolts. And I'm like, don't stand there as a hunter and take shadow bolts because you're afraid of using feigned death. Because you think, well, I may need feigned death to save me. No, you can't think that way. You've got to think, I've got to feign death right now. Prevent all damage from coming my way. For two reasons. One, that way the healer doesn't have to waste mana healing the hunter, which she should never be wasting mana healing the hunter. You shouldn't be getting hit at all anyway. Your pet should be getting hit, not you. Why are you getting hit, right? So, and then also, if we notice, the warrior was having trouble getting aggro on the skull, so I'm not sure what was going on there. The skull was running around hitting everybody. It's like, why is the skull hitting anybody but the tank? So that was weird, But the hunter should have FD'd right off the bat to get all threat off of him, and then he should have just been DPS in the skull with his pet primarily. If the warrior doesn't have threat, let your hunter get a little bit of threat, and because if your pet gets in trouble, you can use your pet stun if you've got that. I think he did. I know he had bestial wrath, so he's got to have intimidation, right? You could use your pet stun, and then if you have to, you can pull your pet back, heal him, whatever. If you have to. But that shouldn't be an issue. The tank should be able to get threat. You should be able to taunt the mob and get threat. So you're just trying to hold that mob from hitting any of the party long enough with your pet until the tank does get threat, if that's an issue. So, I mean, there's so many things to think of. But yeah, as a player in a dungeon, always think about if you're getting hit, why are you getting hit, and should you be getting hit, and should you be wasting the priest's mana? In most cases, the answer is no, you shouldn't be wasting the priest's mana. I think what happened there was a lot of people panicked because they knew there were 5 mobs, and they also know there's a pathing group that's coming their way. So you're thinking, well, we got to down these mobs. So they're not thinking so much about CC and taking damage. They're thinking about just dropping the mobs as fast as they can, which obviously is a priority. But focus fire, single target is what you want to do. You got to focus fire and CC. I think like a really, really experienced group, really good group, even with that hunter, could have survived that encounter. But it would have required everybody using their abilities correctly, I think it makes Road to Ragnaros, without doubt, the most interesting thing. I think it's the most interesting thing that's ever happened in World of Warcraft. I really do. Because there's so much at risk. I mean, can you guys say that there's ever anything that's ever been done in WoW that has that kind of risk? There really isn't. Because no matter what you're doing, if you die, you just get to you just get to go again. It's, oh, I died. Okay, reset. Rebuff. Let's try it again. You can't do that with Road to Ragnaros. It's like we all died. Oh, well, okay, level 1. Here we go again, level 1. I'm so tired. I'm probably not going to be able to stream as long as I want to. Like, at least not during the middle of the day. At some point today, I'll probably take a nap. And then I'll stream like late tonight, and then stream like probably really late, like into the wee hours of Sunday morning. Because I was out last night at a concert and I drank entirely too much beer. And I was already tired because I went to bed. I went to bed Thursday night at like 3 a.m. because I streamed until like 3 a.m. Thursday night. So I was probably only on about 5 hours sleep Friday. So I already was kind of tired. I'm no spring chicken anymore. I'm not 20 years old. I can't do that stuff like I used to when I was young. We're just trying. What you do is you get your fishing to 50. The goal here is to get your fishing to 50, and then you can talk to the fishing trainer behind me here. Get rank up to your next level of fishing. Then you can go and cook all your fish. That's going to get your cooking up to about like 30 or even higher, 35. And then now we're high enough fishing that we can go back to Darkshore and we can knock out the 3 fishing quests that are there. So this is all part of a strategic plan that I always do when I'm leveling a Night Elf. I always do this. Not really. It was a really good concert. We had VIP, so I was able to go back up top and, and meet meet Granger Smith. I mean, he's a country artist. Like I said, I'm not a big country fan, but I do like Granger Smith. He's just a decent human being. You know, he's a really cool person. You know, and he's got a podcast that I watch sometimes. You know, if you guys aren't familiar with Granger, he's just a good guy. Like here, if I go to YouTube, here's Granger Smith. I mean, you can go to. He's got a podcast that he does. It's pretty cool stuff. You know, he does a lot of stuff about just he's big into he's very patriotic. He's very pro United States. You know, which is cool. You know, like he gets the American flag out and he waves it around on stage and the crowd goes nuts. You know, and he's saying "God bless the USA" on acoustic. He's a very patriotic individual. He's very much an outdoors guy. You know, he loves trucks and hunting and camping, and he loves his. He's a family man. You know, he's just a good person. And like I said, he's about the only country person I listen to because I'm not a country fan really. My wife likes country, so that's the reason I found out about Granger Smith. She liked country, and she played when we were driving up to Tennessee on our vacation. She would always play some of his music in the car, and at first I didn't like it, but you know how it is. After you hear something over and over again, sometimes you're like, "Oh, I do like this," So I started liking some of his stuff. So, Mage, what's up, dude? The Warrior's fine. The Warrior's level 39, building up some rest time. I've got 3 hardcore characters right now. I've got a priest at level 17. I've got this character at 13, and I've got the warrior at 39, and they are all very much alive. Alive! But out of the 3, this is the one I've been having the most fun on. Well, partly because it's easy. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, leveling a hunter, but it's a melee hunter, so it makes it a little bit different. And because mage, because I'm doing some different achievements. Do I have it? I still have it up. So because I'm doing these different achievements, I'm doing the solitary struggle, which I pretty much always do when I level hardcore. Complete the hardcore challenge without at any point joining a group for a dungeon. But entering a dungeon alone is allowed, so I may try to solo some dungeon content since I'm a hunter. I don't know, we'll see. I'm also doing the homebound achievement, which is complete the hardcore challenge without at any point leaving the continent on which your character has started. If you started in Kalimdor, you may at no point enter the Eastern Kingdom. Well, that's exactly me. I start on Kalimdor, so I cannot, until I reach 60, I cannot go to the Eastern Kingdoms over here. So I can't go to Stormwind, can't go to Ironforge. We're going to level 1 to 60 entirely on this continent here. Which is going to be, I think that's my favorite part about this leveling series, is that it's going to force me to do stuff that I don't normally do. It's going to force me to go into the Barrens, do quests in the Barrens, or maybe do quests in some of the zones that I just normally don't do them in. And I think that's great because it forces me to learn maybe quests. Maybe I'll even find quests I've never done before, and I think that's fantastic, gives me more knowledge of the game, and it just makes it more fresh. Because if I just level the way I normally level, it's like I'm doing the same thing I've done, many, many times before. And that can get just boring, and that's why I get bored a lot of times when I do this, because I'm like, it's fun for like a week or two, and then and then it starts to just feel like a boring grind, because it's like I'm just doing the same thing I've done before. So I wanted to mix it up and try to do something that's a little different. So I did buy that right, yeah.
Asha Fela.
Yeah, so we're doing the melee hunter. You can see currently I have a bear pet here. I haven't named the bear pet yet. Still not sure what I'm going to name the bear pet. Does he eat bread? I doubt it. Oh, he does. Oh my god, the bear eats bread? Really? He eats... Oh yeah, that's right. Bears eat pretty much everything. Meat, fish, cheese, bread, fungus, fruit. It's one of the benefits of a bear is, it definitely is helpful if your pet will eat pretty much any kind of food. All right. Now we're going to dismiss. Although I guess technically we probably don't have to dismiss him. We can just probably go.
Peace be with you, dead knight.
And so I didn't get a chance to see Discord. I wanted to see what else do we have here. Tactics. Mage, you got Corona. What is this?
How? The heal didn't go off. I'm not sure how.
So I guess Tactics was leveling up a mage.
What is happening? I'm so confused. What is happening right now?
He's taking hell damage and he doesn't know why. I wonder if there's a guy under the ground or something. Let's take a look.
I'm not sure how.
He doesn't have any debuffs on him.
What is happening?
I don't know why his health dropped. This is another thing that's interesting on these hardcore these clips that I keep seeing players, you know, like I don't like their UI. And it's funny, like even these players like Tactics, who's like a really skilled like leveler, like he levels up to 60 all the time. He's one of the fastest, probably could be the fastest. He's one of the faster levelers, right? And hold on a second, what's my SF? And what I'm not seeing though is like, and I want to show you what I'm not seeing, right? I got to find somebody to attack. What was that? Oh, it's his pet. Like, we can't attack anything because everything's dead. So, like, if you see me go attack something, you're going to see the damage numbers, right? Like, you're going to see me get, like, so I go up and I, you know, we attack this guy. My pet's attacking. You're going to see on the left side is the damage I'm taking, and on the right side is the damage me and my pet are doing, right? And it's very clear. It's very easy to see. You know, you can see the damage numbers. I think it's very clear and easy to see what's going on. And a lot of times when I watch these death clips, I see people, and I don't see any numbers on the screen. I don't see, like, what damage they're doing. I don't see what damage they're taking. And that's really not good. I mean, because how, like, what if you're getting hit by a lot of damage from a mob that's behind you? And what if he's, like, throwing, like, a Shadow Word Paint on you or something? And you may get it, but you don't know where it's coming from. And you may not notice it right away, especially if you're fighting, like, 2 other mobs. And then all of a sudden you're like, why am I losing health? Well, you don't see it right away because your damage numbers aren't showing on the screen. And then finally you realize, oh, and you look at your character and you see maybe there's a Shadow Word Pain, you know, icon on your character. So oh, I've got this debuff, right? So that's a lot of time lost where you're trying to figure out what's going on. And so when I watch this clip, that's the first thing that comes to mind is I don't see any damage numbers. So let's watch it from the beginning. And that's kind of weird.
How? The heal
Like, watch and see if you see, like, his damage, what damage he's doing, or what damage he's taking.
didn't go off. I'm not sure how.
Like, you see the 41,
What is happening?
but he's got it on the, he's got the default, I guess, which is on the bar, which I don't like. And I don't know, like, again, and he lost all this health, but we never saw any damage number anywhere on the screen that said why he lost health.
I'm so confused. What is happening right now? Why am I losing health?
He goes, why am I
What's
losing,
happening?
why am I losing health?
Am I DC, guys? What
Hey.
is happening?
Yeah, he's still losing health.
What is happening? What is happening?
He's dead.
What the fuck?
That's crazy.
How? The heal didn't go off. I'm not sure how.
Well, and he didn't. I mean, I would like to have seen him look at the combat log to see like what was going on. That, I mean, even right there when he was losing health, I would have been tempted to go over and pull up the combat log. Let's see. He said that's pretty advanced griefing. I'm not sure what this is. Strange new hack. I don't know. I don't know what this is. For those wondering what actually happened, it was an unseen. There, dusk. Oh, that's yeah. I know the Duskwood thing. The hunter had a warlock use detective visibility and soulstone to kite it to the player and aggravate it on the player. Unseen, along with invisible units, not stealth, have a unique mechanic of not being detected in any way unless you have detective visibility on. This is why numbers. This is why no numbers showed up. That's really interesting. And if you guys are familiar with the unseens, there's a couple places that the unseens show up. They're in Darkshire, and I can actually show you on the map where these guys are if you guys aren't familiar with the unseen. They're like usually around level 40, like 30 to 40 elites. So if you go to the map here, and you go to, obviously you have to go over here and go to Duskwood. Oh yeah, so if you're in Duskwood, if you go over here in Raven Hill, and if you go along the coast here, like right along the water here, there's a little building here that's kind of a broken down building. If you walk up into this kind of broken down building area, there's an unseen right there. That's one that you can aggro. That you don't want to aggro, trust me. The other one, you won't see them, like, but normally they're visible. Like when he said they're not visible, that surprises me because I thought they showed up as a specter. So we're gonna Google that as well because I'm really curious. And the other one that you'll see is if you're in Darkshire here and you go over into the farm here. I think it's, let me see. Here's the cave. Wait. Cemetery. Where's the cave? I'm thinking. There's that cave, and then there's the other cave right up here. I think it's, yeah, it's here. So see this little building here? I think it's right here. There's this little building. Remember there's that field where there's all the worgen, like tons of worgen, like a shit ton of worgen. Yeah, this is it. There's a couple buildings here. There's like 2 buildings side by side. Well, if you go into one of these buildings, I think the first one, there's an unseen in there. He's like a 40 elite. So don't do that. And so what they're saying, the griefing, this is a very advanced griefing. I've never seen this before. Really interesting. So what he says they're doing is they're going to have a hunter and a warlock use detective visibility and soulstone to kite it to the player and aggro it on the player. They got griefed with an invisible mob. Wow, I don't know what the soulstone. In this video, Hunter kited them. Looks like Feign Death was resisted, so he died for real, and then soulstone respawned. Interesting, but I'm a little surprised because I thought the unseen were visible. I mean, they're invisible until they attack, and then I thought they were invisible. Unseen, Dark Shire.
The Nightbane staff, couple grains.
I've gotten the Nightbane
with
staff.
a couple of right, and he is, which will have a crack at trying to kill him.
Yeah, this guy drops a shield. I know the war. Yeah, these are just. Anyways, it's an interesting, certainly an interesting way to grief somebody. Let's see if we can see the hunter, like he said. It looks like we're too late in the video to see where the unseen.
How? The heal didn't go off. I'm not sure how. What is happening?
Oh, notice here that this character on the ground is losing health. That's what he says. What is happening?
How?
Like
The heal didn't.
See the target HC. I wonder. I don't know if he's doing a duo here. I don't think he is. But see this guy's getting hit.
Not sure how.
And he feigns death. But watch his health. It just went down a bunch, and his pet looks stunned as well.
What is happening?
And look, the hunter's still losing health. Like he's still getting hit. That's why he says what is happening. And now the hunter died.
I'm so confused. What is happening right now? Why am I losing health? What is happening? Am I DC, guys? What is happening? What is happening?
Yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah, that's certainly a new way to grief. I'd never heard of anything like that. Anyways, I'm going to take a break, guys. I think Mother Nature's calling. I'm going to stop the stream. I'll come back. I'm going to take a little bit of break. I'm going to eat some more of my lunch and my chicken, and then I'll come back and I'll stop looking at death clips and we can just level. Get this get the melee hunter up a little bit. Yeah, but my warrior's fine. My warrior's resting right now in wetlands. Priest is getting some rest in Darkshore. So yeah, that is a genius grief of titanic proportions, man. I'm familiar with the unseen mobs, but I'm not. I thought, like, I've been hit by unseen before, but I thought they were visible once they hit you. I know they're invisible before they hit you, but I thought they were visible once they hit you. That's why I was trying to find a video, of of the mob. Darkshire unseen mobs hit hard. I don't know, unseen mobs. but I can't find a video of it. It really makes me want to create a character and just go show you guys what these mobs look like. You know, I'm really, you know, and maybe we'll do that at some point. But I don't have a character that I could just run over there and get killed because, you know. So, yeah, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to eat my lunch, and I will be back in like probably like 20, 30 minutes, and then we'll keep streaming. I'm going to get the melee hunter. We're going to level her up. And my wife's out doing some Christmas shopping. I don't know what her plans are for today, but hopefully I'll be able to stream most of the day. And I will see you guys when I come back. All right, peace out.